camp, and I want to show you something really cool. I was trying to think of something to show you all this week, and I'm going to zoom in, and it's going to get grainy, really grainy. I'm going to zoom in as far as it'll let me, which I think is like 10 times 10 times reality on the phone. Well, maybe that's all we're gonna get. I did it with just video, but now I'm doing it through the phone case for sound effect. Alright, well, this will work a bit. Get some focus there. So, pardon the bouncing around. What we've got going on here is a situation of Superior Mirage. So if you look at that fog bank in the background there, and you see some boxes in the fog bank. Let's see if I can get the focus a little better here. And those boxes are ships. And they are exaggerated looking because of Superior Mirage, which is causing really almost a reflection of the ship below into the atmosphere above. This tends to happen with hot air over cold water as a typical one, but you also have it the opposite way. You can have it with cold air over hot water. So I've seen it in Florida, and so there's that sort of drama there. And you should, well, you should see me. I've got a shirt over my head so I can actually see this. It's so bright out here. So I'm going to pan across the Olympics here. Pardon the car noise behind me. I'm parked on the side of the road. There are the Olympic Mountains. The Strait of Juan de Fuca. And more of that Superior Mirage. And as I get across here, I get to a point where you can see Mount Rainier in the background there. And this is where I'm going to try to get really steady so you can see it. So if you look at Mount Rainier, there's like a dark line in the air below the peak. Sorry for the car noise, I'll hold off for a moment. Below the peak, but above the water. That dark line is a reflection of, I think, Marrowstone Island, or the point-no-point foul weather bluff area on the Kitsap Peninsula. And then to the right of Mount Rainier, we've got Port Townsend reflecting itself in the atmosphere. Kind of Fort Warden, the bluff at Fort Warden, and Point Wilson. And then a little farther off to the left, we've got kind of Partridge Point, that area on Whidbey Island, reflecting itself. So I hope you can kind of see this. It's pretty cool. Hard to capture because it is far away. A good long lens would do it. Sounds like another car's coming. But yeah, it's a neat thing, and I bring it up because people ashore don't get to see it that often. Sailors see it more often when you're looking back at land. I remember noticing it for the first time in my fortunate trip to Greenland and seeing icebergs on top of themselves. So like the point of an iceberg touching the point of a reflected iceberg. I'm going to pan back over, see about these ships again. And then here on San Juan Island, we get to see it fairly often looking across the Strait of Juan de Fuca. Because we've got the distance here, it really helps to have some distance. So it's like a minimum of like 25 miles across to the Olympic Peninsula. And often when the ships are going to U.S. ports coming in, they pick up a pilot at Port Angeles and then they head towards Admiralty Inlet, which we were just looking at. And so they're quite a distance away, and we'll often barely see the ship, but we can sometimes see the reflection of the ship upside down with this Superior Mirage. So there you go. It's kind of a neat atmospheric phenomenon. Thought I'd share it. You can look it up. You'll find lots of better pictures than I'm showing. And while we're still here, pardon me, I gotta do this one-handed here. Try to zoom in more. It's not letting me. I did a video right before this, and I was able to zoom farther in. I'll share that one as well. As maybe at least a zoomed in, better zoomed in picture. Definitely not clearer. It's 10x on this phone is pretty grainy. But there you go. I hope if you're not watching now, you get to watch it later. So there's the ships off of Victoria. And then I'll pan back around again. There's a little sailboat in the foreground, so that's not being reflected because it's not far enough away to be in the Mirage. But there's enough breeze. Good day to be out sailing. And I'll pan back over to Mount Rainier and Admiralty Inlet. But we'll see the Olympics here. They're looking fine. Hope you can hear me okay. And panning over. I'll zoom out and show you my getup here in a moment. There's Mount Rainier. The other thing about this shot, just to give you a sense, I mean, there's a Mirage between here and Port Townsend, so that's somewhere in the 25 miles away. We're definitely getting that. But it was even clearer yesterday. And just to give you some sense, Mount Rainier, I think I measured it at one point. I can double check that when I post this to YouTube. Is 140 miles from San Juan Island, the south end of San Juan Island. So to see that mountain from here, granted it's 14,410 feet, but you know, we're probably looking at the top 7,000 feet of it because half of it's over the curve of the earth. That's one thing that Superior Mirage can help with. Not Mount Rainier particularly, it's actually sticking up above the Mirage. But you can sometimes see ships that are over the horizon because they're being reflected. Hey Charlie. My hands are full, so I'm not going to wave, but well, maybe I can. So you see this, Charlie, because you get to be out here on the west side and sometimes. Anyway, I just thought I'm showing people Superior Mirage. And yeah, Steve, you get to see it too when you're out, particularly Whidbey, looking out the Strait or something. But is this clear enough? Can you kind of distinguish it? Can you see Marrowstone Island reflected in line with Mount Rainier? Just give me a shout out. And can you hear me? So yeah, this is kind of cool. I thought I'd share it. And again, I apologize for the bouncing around, but hey, handheld phone. I think doing pretty well here. I'll pan back over to the ships for you all just joining. Slow pan across. Getting a little sense of the landscape here at American Camp. This road to South Beach is kind of interesting. It's perfectly due north-south and exactly on the 123rd meridian of longitude. And sorry about the car noise. And I'll pan over here. And there they are. They're the ships, little boxes off of Victoria. Alrighty. I will sign off here and let you all get back to what you're doing. Same here. Let me zoom out so I can show myself here. It's a little embarrassing, but whatever. You know, you got to do what you got to do here. So I'm zoomed out. Let's see if I can figure out how to there we go. Okay, so I'll move the phone away from me. And that's what I look like doing this. But you couldn't see it otherwise. All right, well, enjoy everybody. Thanks for signing on.